I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com, and today I wanted to do a post about subliminal messages. And the question that was sent to me was, Lynn, I've been wondering about this for some time. All these games that people are playing on their phones, Words with Friends, Candy Crush, etc., are very popular. Are subliminal mind control messages being sent by the PTW, the powers that were, through these games? I only play Words with Friends, kind of like a Scrabble game, but feel like it's another way to keep the masses distracted and not paying attention. If I play before bedtime, I'm finding it much harder to fall asleep. I was wondering about your take on all these games, and I love this question because so many of us are either guilty of this, you think it's innocent, maybe you see someone else wrapped up in it. So I really like this message, or I like the question, and you know, when I tuned into it, I got that these games, along with other devices and video games, all this other stuff, all these distractions are being used not only to distract from real issues, but there's a lot of other things at play too. It's as if it's multi-layered. And I got that these mind-numbing games allow people to basically absorb themselves into this virtual reality, in these virtual worlds, and it detaches them from our real world that we're living in. And people are slowly losing their humanistic touch and the ability to communicate and all these different things, and they're slowly becoming more and more disconnected from each other and even groups, which makes people that are isolated or more individual easier to control, because strength is found in groups, and when you isolate people or remove someone from a group, they're a lot easier to influence because they're not there bouncing ideas. They're not out there prompting questions and mind expanding thoughts. And then I got that when people are collaborating, putting different views together, questioning maybe authority, questioning something that's a policy, and thinking, does this make sense? Is this in the greater good? It creates issues for the PTW, and they don't want you to think about things outside of what they want you to think about. And that's why the media is so funneled in what information they relay. And you'll even notice from channel to channel and source to source, it's almost verbatim, the things that they recite, because there's certain talking points that are supposed to be reiterated over and over. Whether it's true or not, the theory is if you hear it enough, your subconscious will take it in and hopefully believe it to be true. And I also got, and this was interesting and kind of alarming, that people, when you have too much screen time, it alters the way that your brain functions. And I thought that it can even lower IQ levels or reduce, some kind of cognitive thought process. And it looks like the screens in general, they're emitting some kind of a pulse or a frequency that attacks the subconscious. And games and electronics can be addictive, which keeps people tied to them and makes them to where their minds are more malleable, because you're spending more and more time behind a screen. And yes, there's a subliminal component to the programming out there. And I've said it before that TV programming is just that. They actually tell you the truth in plain sight. It's TV programs. We're fed these obfuscating facts, and we're being desensitized to the uglier parts of life, which is part of the agenda. And people are waking up to it, but it's still out there. They're still trying, and they're ruthlessly trying. Watch a series and see how it evolves. It may start out great. It may feel wholesome, intellectual. You get really into it, and then they do a bait and switch. It's something completely different, going down a different path, and you can see the agendas in play. So I guess overall, when I did this reading, pay attention to it. Occasionally check yourself and try to stay in balance. If you're feeling anxious or upset, or something isn't right after playing a game or watching a program, evaluate yourself and ask, is this serving me? Is this doing me well? And reevaluate it. We're all guilty of, to some degree, of we have our phones, we have TV, radio, there's all kinds of mediums out there in which we receive information. So really be mindful about it and evaluate it and do what feels that's in your greater good. And that was all I had for this reading. But again, a great question. Thanks for listening, and please feel free to leave a comment, like me, share me, subscribe, turn on notifications, all those great things. They help me out a lot. And again, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thank you. Bye.